what do your next 12 months look like? Like, what are the big milestones you have to hit to go where you want to go with Volmex?
I think the big thing for us is getting listed on a lot of the bigger exchanges in terms of having a BVIV future contract, BVIV options contracts. And so, the usual suspects, come to mind in the crypto market. And so getting listed on some of these bigger exchanges, making this really ubiquitous vol index standard that many different exchanges support and it's, widely adopted. And so being the most liquid and, most widely adopted vol index product, which we've done so far, but also being very widely adopted in terms of financial media, continuing to accelerate, the coverage that we're already getting from CoinDesk, The Block, and others, getting on Bloomberg, getting on, CNBC and Reuters. And so really just taking this to the next level. So the short answer is to keep doing what we're doing, but just do more of it and accelerate, the BVIV index. And also we have these rates indices, which we can talk more about, which track things like DeFi lending rates and funding rates. And so, we've built this sort of VIX index standard for the crypto market insofar as BVIV and EVIV and SVIV, but also, getting into more, becoming like an index conglomerate for the crypto space that has the leading vol index franchise, but also this leading rates index franchise that can allow, trading desks and exchanges to list, cool rates products. And so really excited about the potential of the rates indices. And then also another big thing is kind of making a push into the US market, right? A lot of these products are perpetual, they're offshore. The IBIT options are kind of changing the market structure. We think that there's a major opportunity to kind of to enter the US market in a material way.
Okay, I want to get to the funding indices for sure, but you mentioned, IBIT and some of these ETFs, now you can trade options on the ETFs. Mm-hmm. Well, how would you say overall has the adoption gone from traditional finance into crypto, and maybe specifically through the ETFs on Bitcoin, the ETFs on Ethereum? Is it going as fast as you thought it would go? Do you think it's going to continue to pick up speed? What other options do you see, ETFs do you see coming in the future, whether it's Ripple or Solana or the rest? And do you think it's just going to be much, much, much bigger than it is now?
So,
Investment Club. Today, I consider it the best investment that I've ever made. We get 4 projects presented a week by their associated CEOs. Personally, I'm completely blown away by the quality of these projects, and I know of nowhere else where I would be given this same opportunity. Each week that passes, I feel more appreciative of the fact that I'm a member of this group. The vibe was just tremendous. Everybody's on the same wavelength. We just clicked. Everybody listened to each other, enjoyed their company. It was just magical, magical. Take action. Don't take my word for it. Due diligence you need to do. And I really hope that someday down the road I see you in the club. It far exceeded expectations, without question.
The Bitcoin ETFs have been very successful. The IBIT, the Fidelity ETF, the BlackRock ETF, the Fidelity ETF, the Grayscale ETF. Now there's options on a couple of them, specifically IBIT. So the IBIT options are now about 55% of open interest on Deribit. And so since November, they've grown prolifically and they've become very, widely traded and very large as compared to the offshore crypto venues. And so I think that's really interesting. These are now able to be traded on places like Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, Fidelity, Schwab. And so the traditional finance pipes and rails are now catering to crypto derivatives. And so, I think and speaking to the spot ETF growth, since the sort of tariff reversal a couple of weeks back, I think there's been 3 or 4 billion of inflows into the BlackRock ETFs. And so, and just broadly, but BlackRock being the biggest one. And so, I think there is sort of a very material, ETF inflows, since the launch of the product. I think there's tens of billions of dollars that have entered the products, these IBIT options and IBIT ETFs and others. But it's only accelerating and it's getting a lot bigger. So IBIT options are very big. It's really very interesting that it's a winner take most or winner take all market. The other ETF options are not doing nearly as well as IBIT. And so actually, I think last week, and we've been publishing regular research about the IBIT options growth, how it maps to Deribit and the global crypto options market. It's very interesting. It's moving quite quickly. And, if it keeps up this clip, it could surpass, these offshore exchanges at some point in the coming, weeks, months, and next year or two.
Okay, I didn't know that had grown so fast. Because when you put a big brand behind that and you're educating your clients, you can grab a big market share. I guess that's what BlackRock is doing here.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, Schwab, these option, brokers have tons of users, right? Interactive Brokers is very famous, and the others I mentioned. Ultimately disseminating these products across these venues which have prolific and massive user bases is just, grows at an exponential pace, right? And so the OKXs, the Binances, the Deribits of the world have done amazing work, but it's really interesting to see how the U.S. Capital markets infrastructure is now adopting crypto and making it a really big thing, for traders and investors. And so if you're a U.S. retail investor, if you're a U.S. institution that either has a mandate or just doesn't have the access to offshore products, these IBIT options represent a way to trade crypto vol, crypto options in a U.S. regulated product that is accessible, it's compliant, it's transparent, it's backed by clearinghouses, backed by big institutions, and so it's a strong counterparty, it's accessible. Things are only going to accelerate.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.